So basically needs to work on his late game to become a beast. I mean, he was looking pretty solid. I mean, I say pretty solid. I feel like throughout the series, we saw it on Tokamak, and I think we saw it here as well. It did feel like maybe a little bit of nerves or maybe some inexperience when it came to Percival, when it came to some of his unit control, when it came to just being in that kind of game state. But like that wasn't even late game. Specifically on Maganatha, it was just a really, really awkward and hectic game state, right? Low economy, late game, yes, in the sense that it was 27 minutes, but very low eco, very small armies, very intense moments. It was crazy. But here we go, we're getting into our next game, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Incorporeal, we have our Canadian Protoss player, we have the blue Protoss representing Basilisk, it is a Trigger. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Streamer Zone from South Korea. It is NightMare. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our PvP. Here we go. As again, shout out to both NightMare and Trigger as they were patiently waiting the entire time for that TVT kit to conclude. It was a long one, but it was a banger. Yo, we even had like late game Mass BC versus Mass Raven. It was crazy, but it was crazy. Ay, ay, ay. Go. As we have mirrored openers for the time being. Okay, we can calm down for a moment here, and are we expecting aggression between these two players? I mean, it's hard to say. On the one hand, NightMare, he's only recently returned, but he has been looking quite impressive as of late. NightMare, he's been back for, what, a week? Less than a week at this point, so still has a ways to go, still has a ways to improve to get back into his previous form. So coming into this, I do lean towards Trigger. Trigger, he has, of course, he just came back from EWC, from Riyadh. He is, of course, still in, or he's back in South Korea. With that, he can ladder, he has been improving, he's been active once again. It's been quite some time since we've seen Trigger in a Sparkling Tuna Cup. It's great to see him come back, but again, Trigger, I will say he is more in form. I'm going to be leaning towards Trigger in this series, but NightMare, it's hard to pinpoint where exactly his skill is. Hard to pinpoint, as he was retired for quite some time. But now he's here, now he's back. Again, for those that are unaware, NightMare, he did retire. He was competing in Deadlock for, I think it was Pulse Esports. He joined Pulse Esports for a time, was competing in Deadlock, but he recently did leave his previous team. He stopped competing in Deadlock, and now he's back to StarCraft. Only like a week ago was announced. So he hasn't been back for too long. As NightMare, he does open up Stargate followed by the Twilight Council, going for an Oracle-based opener. The goal here for NightMare, he does have a later expansion, so NightMare has a worse economy to make up for that Oracle harass. He's here, and he's hopefully looking to kill some probes. He does get scouted, he gets spotted. NightMare's moving out, and alas, Trigger, he should be able to respond. Oh. It does react, it does respond. So far, the Oracle has not done any damage. So far, the Oracle hasn't gotten much done. I mean, thankfully, the Oracle survives, right? The Oracle is alive, so we can always go back in and find some more damage. But alas, the pressure is on NightMare, setting up a proxy pylon across the map. Based on this location, looks like a proxy gateway. Technically, we could throw down a Dark Shrine, but it should be a gateway. We have 3 gates so far. It looks like a proxy 4th gate. It looks like a 2-base all-in. So leaning towards that proxy. There it is. Gateway gets thrown down, but Trigger, he scouts immediately. Ay, ay, ay. Does scout the gateway, and Trigger, he should be able to shut it down. Behind this, he's throwing down his own gates. He's getting into his own 4-gate setup defensively. 4-gate, Robo, Fortra +1. NightMare, he now expands. And he knows he got scattered, so now he expands. He gets another base. Doesn't throw down extra gateways. He's being active, that is true. NightMare trying to get ahead by claiming the faster third. Okay. Here we go. And Trigger, he will scout the third base, so he knows that NightMare isn't committed. So Trigger, he sees everything. Jesus. Trigger, he saw the proxy, he saw the third. Now he knows it's safe to break out. But he has not spotted this stasis trap. So I don't believe. Oh wait, yeah, he spots it. You saw his reaction there. Did spot the stasis. From here, does waddle in. He's got the Immortal behind this, so he has a backbone to his army. And NightMare cannot fight head on, not like this. Both players have Blink. Nice force fields. Get some extra shots. At the same time, the Oracle coming in from behind. Ooh, we were on move command. Ooh, but the Oracle still goes down. Nice snap of the Oracle. Wanted up shading in. Gets one probe. Gets one worker. And NightMare, he's got a lot of riding on these adepts. Warping in another 2. From here, he can try to shade back in towards that natural. Does pull back. NightMare pulls back. +1 is about to complete for Trigger, so he's going to have that +1 advantage. He's going to have that timing. Charge is on the way for NightMare, but without charge, it's going to be a tough hold. Adepts are shitting in. 2 Adepts taking 1-shot probes. They can and they will. Probes are being targeted. Using 3 probes at the same time. At Trigger, he's going to try to commit in, but the tower got knocked down. Rotates. Looks for a better angle. He can just blink it to the main. True. Yeah, he's just going for the main. Does unload. Doesn't blink yet. Okay, he's actually rotating back around. He does find his way up the ramp. Yeah, he gets up the ramp. Again, nice repositioning here from Trigger. The Immortals, they're pinned back though. Yeah, the Immortals are not part of the fight. So an awkward engagement here for Trigger. Charge is done. Immortal taking a lot of damage. But Trigger, he might still have enough. He might, and he does. Yeah, he does have enough. He overwhelms the army, has a greater concave, greater stalker count, better upgrades as well. He's got +2 on the way. And Trigger is snowballing out of control. He's diving on the Prism. Prism goes down. Immortals go down. The boys are being pulled in a moment of desperation, but NightMare, he has nothing left. He has nothing left. He's down to 4 stalkers. He might get the Immortal. So he will get the Immortal just before the end of the game. But he shouldn't get much more than that. As Trigger, he is reinforcing. GG gets called, and Trigger, he will take a lead in the series. He will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Again, very impressive scouting here out of Trigger. He was able to confirm the proxy. He was able to confirm the aggression, so he was able to be more defensive, be more apt back at home. Then he saw NightMare react and respond and try to pivot away with the expansion with his third base. But likewise, also Trigger, he saw that. He knew that he was safe to branch out, to push out, and to attack. GG. GG, well played. GG, well played. With that Trigger, he just outscaled his opponent. And NightMare, he was stuck on 0-0 upgrades. He was stuck. I mean, sure, he had a faster third base, true, but could not keep up. And now we're getting into game number 2. And we'll see if NightMare can recover, can bounce back, and force the ace match. As game 2 is going to be on Tokamak. Let's go. Let us go. Also, some really nice moves out of Trigger when it came to his rotating, came to threading a dive into the main base, then bam, pivoting way over towards the natural. Was able to find a way, or force his way in. And with that, we're now getting into game 2 and spawning in the bottom hand corner of Tokamak. We have the Canadian Protoss player, we have the blue Protoss representing Basilisk, leading the series 1-0. It is a Trigger. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is NightMare. Go. Trigger decided to speed the bracket up after waiting too long for a series. True. Feels Trigger, man. Feels Trigger, man. Ah. It's okay. Look, he has to stay up anyway, right? I believe Trigger, he is going to be competing in tonight's 2v2 Euthermal circuit. I believe Trigger is competing, so... Alright, baby. Time to crack open that Red Bull. Get some coffee. Time to stay up. The Trigger. I know that typically he goes to bed a little bit earlier. Might be actually why he's here this week for Tuna Cup. Man, I'm going to stay up anyway, may as well. True. Hoping he's not too worn out for his tournament later on tonight. Setting up. This is going to be the initial Stargate open out of NightMare. Once again, 2 games in a row. 2 games in a row is going to be opening up Stargate. Trigger once again going for the faster Nexus. Now, last game, it was the exact same setup from both players. Trigger, he had the better economy early on, and he was able to maintain it. If you remember, he scattered the Oracle, he shut it down. We'll see if he can do the same this time. We'll see if NightMare can successfully get across the map and successfully get some economic damage done. The pressure is on NightMare. Pressure is on. The first Oracle's on the way. Checking Trigger's vision. He has not scouted the tech yet. Where's that hallucination? Sentry is ready. There it is. The Oracle's now moving out. And we'll see if he comes across the Oracle. So here comes that hallucination. As they spot each other. And the Oracle just split each other. 1, 2 probes go down. NightMare making his way towards that natural. And Trigger, he does warp in time. Just in time. Will deflect. Very clutch. Whew. So far we're building up. We see NightMare working towards Blink. Likewise, so is Trigger. Once again, Trigger getting into the early immortal production. This is the same setup so far. This is the same setup. Both players are taking their third bases. We do see NightMare trying to move in. Bearing in mind he's pushing into an Immortal, so Trigger, he should be able to hold on here. That's Force Field. Gets it back. Oh! Ooh, Trigger, he does notice though. Just in time. Fades out the stasis. Does fade it out. At the same time, the Oracle attempts to go in. It's deflected. Trigger's in position. As both players are getting their third bases up and running. Trigger, he does have the stronger force though. Still no blinks, so he will lose a Stalker. And Trigger, I don't see a Forge this time. No Forge, no +1. Trigger going for the War Prism instead. That tells us he wants to move out. He wants to push. How many gates? 4. On 4. If he wants to be aggressive, then we could see extra gateways behind this, but for now he's got a 4-gate setup. He's supply blocked. Oof. Throws down 3 pylons. Brutal time to be supply blocked. But Trigger, he is moving out. Oh, no, he's moving out. He does get caught by the stasis. Yeah, nice stasis here by NightMare, catching him out. Trigger, he has a massive army, but he can't use it. Not yet. Here comes his Forge. I feel like NightMare should not be here. Like, he does not want to be here when the stasis runs out. NightMare doesn't have the army for it. He's going to try to go for the fight. Trigger does pull back. And Trigger, despite the stasis trap slowing him down, he could still break the third. Shield battery still in the way. Charge is still on the way as well. Force fields are buying time. Nice force fields. Buying time. Trigger, he rotates. There's nothing to really snipe though. It's a pylon. Ooh, supply blocks NightMare. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's his turn. Then now is not the time. Now it's not the time for a supply block. Gets one force field. Gets one. Three Immortals versus 3. NightMare, he is now successfully caught up when it comes to supply. Now he has charge, and now NightMare has the better army. Yeah, straight up, he has the better army at this point. He's got +1 and mass charge lots. Trigger can no longer break him. He has missed his window, he has missed his timing. And Trigger, yeah, he has to get the hell out of here. Races back home. Trigger, he's gonna need charge himself for his own Archon production. No Templar Archives, going for his 4th base. The ball is now in NightMare's court. NightMare, he has map control, he's got the greater army. He could try to force the issue and try to force a fight. Doesn't quite commit. Rotates over. Here he does rotate, collapsing the army, at least trying to. Yo, we got the defensive slowbloods. He just wants the base. He just wants the 4th, and he's going to get it. One more volley. That's a kill, not a cancel. Immortal is exposed. Nice juggling here at a Trigger. Does control well. We're still up against so many Zealots. And Charge us is just so cost efficient against Stalkers and against Immortals as well. And they collapse on top of the army. NightMare forcing his way through, at least trying to. Does go for the dive. More Zealots they come in. Prism gets sniped. Denies the warp in. And NightMare, he's done it. NightMare, he has done it. He barely doesn't get that final Immortal. We need those Zealot reinforcements. Again, Trigger down to 1 Stalker and 1 Immortal. If it wasn't for those stasis traps, if it wasn't for those stasis traps slowing down Trigger, then maybe he could have done it. But again, over time, he just got outscaled. GG gets called, and NightMare ties up the series. We're going to the ace match. GG. We're going to the ace match, and again, that all came down to the charge ults. As we were mentioning, Zealots, they do so well tanking and trading against Stalkers and Immortals. Remember, the Immortal count was even between the 2 players. It was the Zealots that were in favor of NightMare. The Zealots and the +1 upgrade as well. It's why once charge kicked in, Trigger had to get the hell out of there. He had to get the hell out of there. He had to pull back. He had to race back home. And Trigger, he just lost map control, he lost momentum, and lost the game. GG. GG, well played. Trigger, essentially, he was playing all in, but because of all the delays, he missed that timing, missed that window, and now we're getting into game number 3. Getting into game 3. And we'll see how the story ends. Who will face up against Percival? Will it be Trigger or NightMare? Let's go. Let's go. So getting into the ace match. We have our lobby, we have our game. And the game 3 is going to be on ley lines. We're getting into ley lines. And so far, the openers have been exactly the same. We've seen a Trigger go for these more economic starts. We've seen NightMare go for these Stargate openers time and time again. We'll see if that trend continues. We'll see if it continues here. This morning in the right-hand corner of Leylands, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss himself representing Streamer Zone. It is NightMare. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, to apologize for that, we have the Canadian Protoss player. We have the Canadian Protoss representing Basilisk. It is Trigger. Sorry, our audio just dying for a moment there. Aye. It's dying alongside me. True. Here we go. Here we go. Go. NightMare is going to be moving in. From here we have our 2 gate openers, so 2 gate openers all around. Trigger looks like he will hide his second pylon, so we'll hide it here towards the southern half of the map. For the first time this series, we have a bit of a shake-up when it comes to the early game, but again, it is a fake hidden pylon. He's hoping to force NightMare into an overreaction. We do see NightMare, he does get across the map, does poke in, but as you can see here, he doesn't really find much of anything, and we'll see how he reacts. He sees no pylon, something is wrong, something is amiss. Is this an all-in? Is it a fake out? Is it a proxy Stargate? Is it a proxy robot? So we'll see how he reacts. So far, Sentry Stalker. Sends out a second probe already, paying for itself. Okay, so nice start here for Trigger. Basically, he's forcing NightMare to send a second worker to scout. That's going to be an extra worker that's not mining, an extra worker that's not providing any value. So true probe scouting for NightMare. And, ooh, he goes for the Robo. Very defensive play here by NightMare. Third pilot in the main base, Robo in the main as well. And NightMare, he's ready for an all-in. He's ready for a proxy. We know there's anything but. And NightMare, he'll confirm. There we go. He confirms he sees a pilot. He's like, ooh, it was a fake out. It was a fake out. Now, on the flip side, NightMare can turn this into an all-in. NightMare, he himself can throw down a third gateway if he wants to, but nah, there we go. He's going to play catch-up. He does expand. And Trigger, he's in a better position. Trigger, he does have the faster expansion. Getting into his Twilight Council, getting into his Blink. And NightMare's going to have to go for a much more defensive play here. He'll have access to early Immortal production, true. But he will not have any map control as he will lack Blink. He'll lack any kind of Oracle play. Going War Prism first, bold move. Bold move by NightMare. So they'll snipe the pilot. So NightMare does move out. He's got his 2 Adepts. Again, with a Robo Opener, you can go Prism, you can go for your Adept Drop. And 2 Adepts, they can one-shot probes. They can, and they will not. So far, Trigger catching NightMare out. Nice type in the War Prism. Again, NightMare, both players have expanded. NightMare's trying to be active here with his Immortal at least. Ooh, shields get triggered. Shields are triggered. He does have 2 Immortals though. But remember, he has no Blink. Remember, he has no Blink himself. Moving in. Let's move in. Does zone away. Sure, catching out one of the Immortals, not bad. Gets 1. Immortal goes down. Getting on top of the other. At least trying to, not quite able to. Nice Force Fields. Force Fields a zone trigger away. Oh. NightMare holding on. Trigger. Looks like he shouldn't be able to break NightMare anytime soon. Not with 3 Immortals, right? With 3 Immortals, like NightMare is being hyper defensive. He's got Blink of his own now. He will not be broken. To break this, we need Charge. It's similar to what we saw previously, where Zealots, they can trade so well against Stalkers and Immortals. They do such a great job tanking and trading and just all around. So this is going to be the next big power spike for Trigger, is just buying time until Charge lots. We'll see if he can get there. We'll see who hits first. NightMare is going to be moving in. Does move in. Again, Charge is still what you've done. Just not finishing. Does get it. Gets 1 Immortal. Does get 1. Trying to go for the other as well. Zealot's not reinforcing. Dives on the Prism. Denies the Warp in. And does Trigger have enough as he's going for the final Immortal. Yeah, the final Immortal goes down. Again, the power of the Zealot does come in just in time. And Trigger holds. Trigger, he does hold on, does take the fight. Behind this is getting +1, and he's reinforcing with more Zealots. And this time, NightMare, he'll fight without any Immortals. Going into Glaive. Oh, jeez. Bit of a desperation move here, going into Glaives. I mean, that is an answer to Zealots. Basically, ideally, against Zealots, you want Archons. That's typically why you eventually get into Charge or Archon as a unit composition. That's typically what you want. This is a bit of a half measure. Adepts, they can also kind of be your answer to Charge lots. Trigger, he does pull away. Does pull away, does pull back. Luminate collapse in. Okay, now we have the Mass Adept, so let's go. As Trigger does coming from behind, just claps on the army, not bad, nice flank. Yeah, it does flank the army, getting into the Stalkers, that's what he wants. Yeah, Stalkers are going down. And we even have Archons as well to deal with those Adepts. And Trigger, he has done it. He has done it, he breaks on through. Breaks down the main army, and Trigger, he will snowball out of control. NightMare, his one big timing was his 3 immortal pushouts, and without it, there's nothing here. There's nothing here, there's nothing left. +2 is just finishing up. We have +0 for NightMare. NightMare, he was essentially all in. And he's being outscaled. He's being outscaled. He's moving out. Yeah, Trigger does collapse in. Does collapse in, getting into all those else, getting into all the Adepts as well. And again, there's just nothing left. There's just no remaining army here. Trigger, he is going to be able to break through that defensive line. GG gets called, and Trigger, he will claim the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. And with that, congratulations, Trigger. He will claim the series, he will advance on. Again, a very intense back and forth here, and really intense and really aggressive builds as well from our players. We saw that NightMare, winding it back, it all began with the fake proxy pylon. The only reason why NightMare ended up with a robo and ended up going into a very immortal heavy composition was because he went for a robo opener as a response to what he thought was a proxy, when it wasn't. There was no proxy. He got faked out. With that, he did have to turn that into a more immortal heavy composition. We saw that Trigger was able to confirm that. He did react, he did respond with his own charge, and we saw that he was able to overwhelm with his Stalker Zealot army. GG. GG, well played. And NightMare, he was on a bit of a timer there, and in the end, he was overwhelmed. Congratulations here to Trigger as he does claim the series, and now we're getting into our next matchup. We're getting into the grand finals. Here we go. It's going to be a best of 5 between Trigger and Percival. Oh boy. Here we go.